All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Megan is ramped up this morning for this topic, so I can't wait to get it started. Let me do my sharing on Instagram and Facebook so we can make sure everybody watches. So, everyone knows me. I'm Nancy Ganzekaufer, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers, and I am here with Megan Dahle, my virtual CFO. And tell us what we're talking about today, Megan.
Whew. Hang on a second.
Get yourself, you're all verklempt.
We are talking about profit and purpose. And so many times these two topics are like this.
Yes.
So I'll tell you the origin of this topic. And I'm really amped up. We've been talking about this a little bit this morning already. I'm a little amped up. I come across two types of businesses, and the one that I take on every time, without exception, I come to like, Megan, what the F are you doing? And then there are those that are like, I love, and I flourish in, and it's wonderful. So this is like oh, Megan, this is going to be really good money. You can do this for 3 months. You can do this for 6 months. It's going to be fine. You're going to help them. You're going to have a good influence on them. And it's going to be great for your income statement. And you just have that feeling, you know how it's going to go. And it always goes that way. And then there are those that are here for the right reasons, here for the, not even quotation marks, here for the right reasons, and trying to do all the right and the good things and be a positive influence on the world. The other one is all metrics all the time. It is a numbers game of how many sales can we make, and how do we compare that against our returns and the angry customers.
Okay, so let's back up. Let's back up. So you're saying there's just different kinds of business owners. There's different types of entrepreneurs, different types of interior designers. There are kind that are just, I want to make the money. I want to go for the big jobs. I want to just make as much profit as I can on every single job. And they care less about the final result, their own purpose and passion. And then there's the other type of entrepreneur and interior designer who is really passionate about what they do. And sometimes they're so passionate about helping others that design should be accessible to everyone, that they don't charge enough to run a profitable business because their purpose becomes the most important thing as opposed to the money. And then other business owners, the money becomes more important than the purpose.
Right. And to be clear, like this one over here is rarely an interior design company.
It's true. It's true, because interior designers are really empathetic and caring and passionate about what they do.
Yes. And they care about not only the output that they have for their clients and the project and what it looks like and how their clients feel. They care about the relationship with their clients, yes. Right? Like there's an actual connection there, and it's not just the numbers game of balancing, like maximizing this part. So like how we can eke out that extra bit of profit. And like business books are written for this type of business, right? Metrics. This is
all about the profit.
How about growth, exploitation, just under different words.
Yes.
Right. And then over here, we have very purposeful, like heart-centered people and businesses that are trying to, in some cases, eke out a profit. And at the same time, they're almost sacrificing their purpose inside their community because they're trying to scratch at that profit.
Yes. So this is a tough one because you want the profit, but you also have your moral ground and your empathy and your desire to please everybody and to get the result that you're proud of and the result they need or want. So sometimes the desire to do a great job doesn't allow the designer to feel like they can charge what it takes to actually do that job.
Right. And so here is where the metrics comes in. In business type over here, profit, bottom line, we're going to look at the balance sheet, we're going to look at the metrics, and we're going to maximize profit. Okay. And so when we try to take that practice of let's go look at our financial statements, let's look at our metrics and see what we can do better over here. And we are maximizing solely for more cash in my pocket. There are compromises that you are willing to make in that lens that if we were to pause and say, okay, instead of maximizing everything, minimizing everything else for profit in the pocket, if we look at our business through the lens of, okay, is one, inside the business, is this part matching with my value system? There are ways to make, I have seen it. I've seen many interior design businesses and many businesses that do live inside their purpose and their values and still make a profit.
Absolutely. And it's doable.
Totally doable. They don't have the focus on just that bottom line on the income statement. They also have a focus on how much time were we able to spend out in the community? How much PTO was I able to give my staff? Like, was I able to give them a week off at Christmas? Was I able to give them that extra day after Thanksgiving? Because, and pay them for it. Like their focus isn't on the profit in the bottom line. Their focus is on the wholeness of their life and how their business fits inside their life.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is, and if you look at the title of our live, Small Business Success, to me, this is, how do you define success?
Yes.
How do you define success? Right? Because you just said, is it about the feeling you're giving your client? Is it about your ability to have work-life balance, take some time off, give your staff a week off around the holidays? It's about a lot more than just whether your company made a profit or not.
Yes. And so when we define success, if we never bother to look back retrospectively, right? Like everybody's looking at a balance sheet, income statement, blah, 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 in the big businesses and maximizing and see how that's going from giant corporations. If we're not taking the pause and saying, okay, we define success as being able to volunteer twice a month at my kid's school and being able to pay PTO to my people for blah, blah, blah. And we back into what does the function of the business, what does the model need to look like in order to make that happen?
Right.
Then like you're going to fall into the trap, like backwards, you're going to fall into this trap of profit over anything else. Growth. So we need to build into your pause, your reflection, your review of how
your planning for the new year has to
your plan
include. So I just got off with one of my Profit Insider Elite clients. We have these little 15-minute quick wins for when you get to that level where you can talk about just one thing. And the first thing I said to her, it wasn't even what we were talking about, is go on your calendar and make sure you're taking a half a Friday off every month for, like, let's get baby steps going where you're working too many hours, you start cutting back a little bit to get that work-life balance, because her definition of success is not going to be running around 12 hours a day every day for the next 10 years. That's what she's been doing for the last 5, right? So changing what you define as success based on your passion, what you feel your purpose is in your business and life, and then based on the profit you're looking to receive. This is also intertwined. We could talk forever about this because
we really could.
Because even the profit part, I met with somebody else the other day, someone whose sales aren't as great as they want them to be. And I'm like, what is the use of your money in your world, in your household? Where is your money that you make by working hard going? And there was a blank stare. There was not a definition for their money, which is what's affecting also their sales, right? So every one of these categories, passion, purpose, and profit, we could talk for hours about each individual one of them and how they're intertwined.
Yeah. And I think that I might be projecting, whatever. I think there's a fear factor that comes in when you can't see beyond, like, oh, I just need to make my mortgage payment. I need to pay for my college tuition for my kids. I need to
The panic.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this isn't scary. It's all scary, but whether you look at it from a purpose of like are at the end of the day, which that phrase kind of drives me a little crazy, but at the end of the day, are you able to look back and see the progress that you've made and look at it like I made a tiny difference in the world, and I like who I helped. I like the way I helped them,
Yes.
and it is worth it.
I like who I am and how I made my money
Yes.
and how
Yep.
I satisfied the needs of other people doing what I
Mhm.
love to do. So
Mhm.
you've aligned, which is what we're talking about today,
Yeah.
your passion, your purpose, and you're making the profit that you would like.
Yeah. I
Not over pleasing for not enough money, not under pleasing for too much money. The balance.
Exactly. I do want to talk about, if you don't mind, I do want to talk about that little thing that really got me amped up before.
Oh my God. All right, everyone hold on to their socks. Megan was really ramped up before our live about this. Yeah, I think it fits the topic perfectly. So, right
My
ahead.
husband's a teacher. My mom's a teacher. I come from, a very, my mom has all sisters. I have all sisters. My dad has mostly sisters. And
I grew up with no brothers. My mother had all sisters. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, right. And so a lot of the environments that I'm in and a lot of the economies and nurses and teachers are interior design are givers, right? We are caring people. It is the caring economy.
Yes.
And whenever you come across a caring economy, we are guilted into thinking that we owe something to everybody for a pittance of what we can survive on.
I know.
Okay. And it has been embedded into our psyche for generations. Teachers, you need to take the abuse because you care about your students, don't you? There's a teacher shortage, but you can't quit because don't you care about the kids? Nurses, don't you care about the patients? Who gives a rat's ass that we're totally exploiting you while paying insurance company gajillions of dollars while you're overworked and underpaid? It doesn't matter because you're in the caring economy and your patients are going to hurt. So you owe it to us.
Economy.
Get your ass back to work and take what we give you. Okay. You know how we stand up against that? The way we stand up against that isn't like what I'm doing now is like raging against it.
Yeah, that's not the way we
stand
do it,
up
guys.
against it was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm going to go through.
Don't take the jobs that are not profitable for you and don't align with your passion or your purpose.
Yes.
That's the bottom line, standing in what you have decided to do with your life.
And when you make those hard decisions, that will hurt your bottom line. They will hurt your bottom line. You are going to be so freaking proud of yourself.
Yeah, but it's temporarily usually.
Yes. And
right?
you're
It
going to
temporarily affects your bottom line while you readjust your passion and your purpose with the profit you can make that aligns with your passion, which is why I love doing what I do. Everybody's different of my clients. Everybody's goals are different. Everybody's dreams are different. Some people want want to be famous. Other people just want to help their local people design beautiful spaces and make design accessible to everybody. And what we were saying before we went live is that I have a lot of clients that come to me over the years and say, but I'm the designer for all people. I want to make design accessible to everyone. But that's why they're on my calendar, because they're not making enough money, because they're so generous and so giving that they have not aligned their profit with their purpose and passion properly. And they're basically running a hobby that doesn't really serve anything, passion, purpose, or profit.
Right.
Like it just falls flat.
It's found, like, I'm not saying this is the easy path. This is not the easy path.
It's self-discovery, and you might go into a period where you're like, uh-oh, how am I paying my bills, right? And we don't want that. So there's ways to adjust temporarily, which is what I was talking to you about. Take on smaller things that make you a little money, that don't agitate you to the sense that you're like, I'm not doing the right thing, where you can take little things while you're pivoting and deciding what direction you want to take your business.
Yeah. Stand up for yourself. Set those boundaries. Oh my gosh, I'm rooting for you so hard.
Say that again.
I'm rooting for you so hard. I mean,
I know. We root for everybody. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. And the decisions you have to make moment by moment are not easy. And I'll even say, like, purpose and passion and profit. Right now, what's going on in California is horrible. So many people are losing their lives, their houses, their personal possessions, but those designers there are going to be called upon for some really important work to rebuild people's lives. And that's the scenario that a lot of guilt comes in. Well, do I charge? Do I not charge? Do I do pro bono? Do I not do? And there's a mix of all that you can do to stay true to yourself, not price gouge, but help people. You can do it all and still align your passion, your purpose, and your profit and help the people you're looking to help, but still do it for your normal pricing, just so you can stay in business.
And I'll say this, like, it's not easy, but it's just as hard as the other directions.
Yeah, it's true. Which pick your hard.
Right. And once you are able to understand your business model, once you can see the moving pieces of how your business works and how that results in your time and your energy and in your money, those decisions might still be hard decisions and the actions still might be hard actions, but you actually have the confidence that you are on the right path.
It takes a little bit of the emotion out of it and it makes it a hard fact.
Yes.
Right? This makes me money, this doesn't. Doing this messes me up, this doesn't. Growing this way doesn't feel good to me, doesn't align with my passion. Growing this way does. All these decisions, every decision you make will lead you in a new path, right? So pick your hard. It's hard to be an entrepreneur who really doesn't know how to run a business.
You need that on a t-shirt.
Pick your hard. I say this to my friends all the time. Pick your hard. You can choose to have a business, passion driven. You're always working really hard, 16 hours a day, helping everyone, but I'm not making any money. You can choose that. That's hard. Right? Or you can choose that you have to say no once in a while to people who don't align with your business model, your passion, and don't like your pricing. It's still hard because you're working hard for your money that you're now charging appropriately for, and you're trying to please those people. And it's hard to say no to people that you used to say yes to.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Because as you change your definition of success, it's going to change your business and it's going to change the things you say yes to and the things you say no to.
Yes.
Okay. Tell everybody where to find you and what you can do for them.
Come on over to megandahle.com. If you find yourself saying, I am bad at numbers, I suck at numbers, honey, I can help you with that.
She can help you with that in a really kind way that doesn't make you feel stupid. Just saying. Okay. All right, everyone. Go have a great day. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Hopefully you guys can all redefine your definition of success for 2025 and balance your passion, your purpose, and your profit. 3 very difficult words to say in a row. Passion, purpose, profit. And make 2025 your year. Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome. Thanks, Nancy.
See you next time. Bye, everyone.